Porkchop Hill. Officially designated Hill 255, Porkchop Hill was named for its shape. Located among a series of outposts near the 38th parallel, it exchanged hands a number of times during the police action. In 1953, it became a test of will between Chinese and UN forces. A sizable force of Chinese from the 148th 2nd Regiment took part of the hill from the Colombian Battalion. United States GIs of K Company, 31st Infantry Regiment were given orders to retake. Fine. Holy shit. This is a large map, but I think it's a very close map. Right, so it's 10 turns in length. Distance isn't all that long. I'm curious, where do we see with the guns? Basically nowhere. Oh, no, we see just fine. So the first 2 to 3 flags are we can support with direct fire. After that, it would be indirect only. Mortars are a different matter. Indirect only. Napalm. Wait, where the hell is all the rest of the artillery? Right. And what do you see? Don't really see shit. So the I group can't, and the mortars can't really provide any kind of support really. While the H group can provide significant support. Right, now comes the question. Last time we tried something like this, we more or less bombarded a few times and it didn't make a lick of difference. I'm thinking, should we go for the smoke option this time? I don't think so, because I'm pretty sure they'll have the numbers advantage. So if we have to blindly stumble into them, it's going to be a catastrophe for us. Right, so we're more or less going to just... I'm not going to bombard yet, I want to see if we can get some reactions out of them. Why do I have bazookas? Are we expecting tanks? We don't have time to go around too much, so... What do we see? There's a bunker, earthen bunker. Rifle and a heavy machine gun. Not that bad. Okay, this is where we use the heavy guns. Shit. Maybe the one... I don't want to shoot with anyone who the bunker can shoot at. Press that shit. Wind is not good enough. Not a single goddamn hit. And the bunker can shoot it. This is catastrophic. How much can it shoot though? All of these, without a doubt. We can make an assault attempt at it. Yeah, but the problem is the moment we move a little bit. There's a second bunker. Should we go with smoke in front of the bunkers? Oh shit. Why can't I see the other one? You shoot more smoke. Not where we really need it though. Okay, that's one of them's pretty much suppressed for now. Can't really see it. Should have used the other guns to do it. We can create smoke there, which it's not gonna help too much, I think. There. I think it's worth doing though. And you're not getting your shit together. Where could we create smoke? No, yeah, not. Making it here doesn't matter to the guys, so in front of the bunker. Ah, crap. Another bunker. Oh, Jesus Christ. Where the fuck are you shooting at? Well, that was a thing. Or we can even take down a single palm bunker that we can sort of start to collapse the defensive line. Ah, shit. There's some battalion just holding out too. The smoke will last at least another turn before it'll dissipate enough that the bunkers will shoot through it. What the hell do you see? Ah, because we're engineers, we're too far away to do anything. You wouldn't happen to have smoke ammunition? Of course you don't. We'll have to be somewhat careful how much units we want to pile on top of each other. Okay. The bunker can see me, right. Just trying to make sure the suppression we can put on these guys is more likely to stick. Weapons platoon. Really like more smoke here. Still, it is what it is. Good enough for us. There's with any chance there's another bunker here. Don't particularly want to risk anything on that one. Anything else? We probably should send some planes. We're too close to these bunkers to do anything about them. General bombardment that doesn't really go anywhere. I'm not sure how useful that would be. Okay, let's send a couple of guys on the flags. They could target something else too. Hopefully the targets are far enough away that they're not gonna drop an napalm on my own guys. Mortars can more or less act, but nothing else can. Just not sure what I should actually... where rather I should be firing it. Should I go with smoke? It really depends what they have, doesn't it? Okay, right. Now they're shooting some artillery. We shouldn't be able to shoot that much, though. Still, enough to screw one squad over. Okay. If we can take down that bunker, things will be a lot smoother for us. Routed crew. Survivors disperse. So it begins. There's a very limited amount of time though to reach these especially, so we don't really have the luxury to just sit around. Especially the bunkers have to be dealt with somehow very quickly. It's a command unit, so we don't want too much return fire. Also, but it has a good chance of taking down the bunker, so I would like someone else to shoot at that one if at all possible. Good enough. 5 men are killed. Survivors disperse. Ooh. Yeah, that's about as bad as they get. I still need the suppression fire. There's no other way to get around this fact. Yeah, retreating. Assault might be possible now. Well, it's still burning, so that's something. It's an uncomfortable place to be suppression-wise. But I still think it might be able to function, so some kind of mad dash for it's probably ill-advised. I gotta move closer, there's no point staying here. That's a guaranteed loss, but different kind, but it's a loss nonetheless. Hopefully it won't fire at us. Retreating will still react, I think. Our engineering squad. suppressing the bunker. Wasn't really planning on shooting at it, but I can't afford to have the infantry turn around and come at me later on. Not if I intend to fully win this. And terrible assault. Still, I'm not all that sure it can function normally anymore. So I'm inclined to maybe try to rush it. We have a bazooka team. The armor on the front is respectable though. Still their weakest link. Let's go. Shit! No, it's weird. It's just giving suppressive fire. Right. 3 bunkers down, but I still don't think that's by any means all of them. Survivors dispersed. Yes, thank you. Okay. Now we're getting somewhere. Guns are not able to give much support directly anymore. Okay. I have no idea where the enemy would be located, but forest areas would be likely alternatives. It'll take about a turn for the bombardment to arrive though. Rough terrain is always a likely candidate. So far so good. Just drop your napalm. Well, if on that line there were any enemy soldiers, they're probably in bad shape now. I don't think they were, but well, no buts. You cannot be the first one to make maneuvers, though the most important unit. Oh shit. He was sort of just facing the other way instead of actually retreating. Survivors disperse. I want to reveal enemies as soon as possible. I really do. Without a doubt, there's more of them here. It's unlikely we'll do any serious return fire anyway, so I'm wasting my shots here. Just trying to whip them into a quick faster retreat. Staying in the smoke isn't doing any favors for our morale. There should be more resistance. I'm hoping taking control of these flags will flush some of them out. What do we have? There's 3 flags after these 3. And fairly open terrain, which I'm not a fan of. Oh shit. Another retreating unit. One good reason why we need to get rid of them. They're just always going to come back and haunt you. Okay. Where exactly are we bombarding? Bombarding somewhere with almost everything. I don't see us being in any risk with the strikes we're making though. I need to send the planes out soon. Yeah, there's only 2. The problem is if later on we're going to just roll over our own units and it's going to be a catastrophe. They're coming from the right, so we need to create further lines of fire, I think. Not sure if I want to create them on the flags though. I mean, we do have to actually go there. But now might be a good time to do it if we are going to do it. Because it'll give us multiple turns time for the fires to go out. We can also shift the artillery incoming a little bit based on these positions we're currently seeing. We have good artillery too. Ooh, that's over fairly thoroughly. Also, why the hell can't I see where it was shooting from? It's gonna be those trees. I know you can't all artillery, but I'd like to see where we're bombarding. Hmm. Okay, we know it has to be somewhere there. Yeah, it's pretty much one of the trees. I'm not gonna stand here and be shot at, so... Ooh! Okay, the artillery is fairly good, but we have a fairly good moral recovery, so we can rally fairly well. Still, the artillery is at the very least slowing us down. We're fairly close to them, so we can probably do a lot of damage once we actually swap. Have to be careful where we hop out and actually show our face. At the same time, I don't have the luxury of really waiting. That's always something we have to keep in mind. I'm seeing something, but I can't shoot at it because I'm an engineering unit. Bazooka team, actually. Oops. They successfully pinned our engineers. Okay. Let's see what you've got. Very good artillery again. Just right on the money. So clearly they know exactly where we are. The rifle squads are... I think they're on the move to retake things. I can't see why they would be moving otherwise. Naturally, the napalm probably didn't exactly help things. It looks like our option artillery-wise is just bombard these locations until our units get closer. We might light things on fire, might suppress their morale a little bit, but that's more or less it. Without a doubt, they're gonna react the moment we're gonna start firing, which is exactly what I want. Want them to reveal themselves shooting some shitty unit like this. At least one of them. Yeah, no, nothing new. We need to break the group here. There's too many infantry squads in a single place. It's starting to be a problem. Surprised there hasn't been more reaction fire. I'm pretty sure we are being spotted here, so they could offer some support fire. Why aren't they offering it? I need to get them to reveal themselves. I can't afford to. Yeah, there. Don't retreat, you piece of shit. Okay, at least I can see the unit. That's the important part. Retreating, excellent. Five men killed, 2 men killed. Oh, more. Not exactly a surprise. But it's good to get a confirmation. Yeah, they're coming in. They're trying to retake the flags. Which is great for us. Not sure if we should hop into the fight quite yet. I guess, holy shit, there's a lot of them. We're all on our own here. Not a good idea. At the same time, it's the same situation with everyone else. Okay. Anyone capable of doing something? Very risky to go there, but at the same time not seeing great alternatives. Also, you're an engineering squad, so you can't do shit no matter what. Yeah, that's a lot of infantry coming our way. Okay, this might be a good opportunity to do some few other things. Might do we have any kind of bombardment nearby? Not really. You could shift things a little bit in their direction. I'm seeing Chinese squads here, so I'm not sure if there's any point moving that further. We're getting a little bit of artillery dropped on them. Much so. Yeah, we are going to be super raped if we don't do something. More troops. think we'll wait here. Didn't see all that effective artillery, but there's always a suppression effect of some sort. Just pull back, it's okay to pull back. I think there's like a couple of turns at this point where it's gonna be a lot of heavy fighting, but the front line is not gonna move one way or another really, so artillery is gonna be very effective. You might have better luck trying to move troops at the sides to get the flags at the rear of the defensive lines, instead of trying to push through. Holy shit, their artillery just annihilates my units. Now we can see a Chinese squad. Rifle squad destroyed. 7 men killed. Yeah, this is gonna be pretty brutal for them too. Survivors dispersed. But someone has to make moves to move forward, take the flags. But everyone has the luxury of just sitting here and shooting at them. Also, since we've been zeroed in by the hostile artillery, we really should vacate this area, but I don't really have the luxury of just abandoning it with everything. You have an HQ unit here, probably not the best thing to open fire with. We have to at least move toward the flags, if nothing else. But again, this is a unit that can annihilate the enemy. But if it moves in first, it's gonna be the other way around. I don't know if we have the luxury of attacking with something else though, that's the bigger problem. Try to move the bazooka teams forward. I really don't see a point in trying to involve them in the infantry battles. Enemy seen 0. There we go. At least we get to shoot once or twice. Try to pin down a few enemy squads. No success. They're retreating or unable to really do anything. Flags. Flags are the important part. And the fire line there prevents them from easily just rushing through. It's trying to stay in fire is usually it relates. The end result is you either retreating and not trying to suppress anything, or I mean rally to get rid of the suppression, or alternatively you'll be burning there constantly and not being able to do anything. Because the only thing you can do is try to rally, rally, rally. Right, this is pretty bad, but I don't think we have a lot of choices. We have various bad options we can choose from. Someone basically has to go in there and start shooting. Suppressed, 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 I guess. Where the hell are you firing? Yeah, go into cover. Who do you see? Only 2 squads. That's gone. And that's gone. There's a couple of enemy squads destroyed. Holy shit! Multiple waves of enemies suddenly appear and no more reaction fire anymore. Yeah, this is the end for us. Exact wrong moment for us. And they have all their shots, so yeah. Timing isn't gonna get much more worse than that. Yeah, I can't function at all with these guys anymore. And their close range at multiple enemy groups, it's just pretty much hopeless at this point. Multiple groups ready to function. I'm hoping they've shot themselves dry. Yeah, they were. Okay, looking good. This is gonna be exactly the same kind of fight we had before. This isn't gonna go anywhere. It's just going to fizzle out. That's the bazooka team. I don't think it has the range to do shit. It has pistols and a super bazooka. And it has high explosive anti-tank shot, so yeah. Good luck trying to get something done. Still, they aren't doing that well either, so I'm not too worried about us losing all our ground. It's just we can't gain any new ground, so it's going to be high casualty fighting here that's going to go back and forth, and no one's going to decisively win shit. Could I shoot at them? Ooh, yes. It's not gonna amount to much, but at least it's something. Let's just look at direct fire options with the artillery here. What do you see? Nothing. Well, we have a couple of squads that are actually able to do something. That's positive. In. Ready. Ready. I need to do something, otherwise everyone's gonna die. And still fire at the engineering squad. Right. That might have saved things a little bit. It's still a catastrophe for the third squad at least. I wanted to make sure that that's possible to try to get close enough there so they couldn't see us. We would have died anyway, but we would have possibly caused them some casualties and interrupted their efforts against the other ones. But no such luck. No such luck indeed. Those three squads popping up there right at the correct time, that was the moment we got fucked. Artillery is still more or less dropping where we want it, though. Hasn't been super effective because we're more or less we can't direct it, it's more or less blind fire. Holy shit, the bazooka didn't actually something useful. It's gonna die without a doubt, but that's the question. Why the fuck isn't no one doing return fire? I guess I would need more shots before they return fire. But he's more or less content to do return shots with his artillery. I'm not worried about it anymore. I guess we pinned them thanks to our own artillery bombardment. Also, they might have a squad or two coming at us, but only a squad or two. And in 2 turns, I could still technically threaten their flags. So, and there's always a possibility it's not actually going to end in those 2 turns. So, however, you cannot be the one to move first. Pinned. Pinned. Well, pinned isn't good, but pinned allows self-defense. Yeah, these are too damaged to be able to function anymore. They can hold their ground and shoot, that's the only thing they can do. I want to shoot at a retreating unit. Not particularly, especially because we do actually have to push forward if we want to have any chance of getting anything useful done. It's much more risky for us, but other option is just to accept the loss and not even try. The ready rifle squad, I can't exactly ignore it. Retreat. Yeah. It's not a nice position for them either. The casualties are now massive and there's a lot of smoke and fire. I really hope that they don't have full troops left anymore. They don't, but that's not good enough. Ready. I need more squads to be able to move forward. They don't really have to do much. The initiative squad will do as long as it can move forward. We also know that there's the HQ unit rushing toward this flag. It's a bit risky to fire all your shots, but at the same time, if the HQ unit is the only one moving forward, that's something I can actually deal with. If there's a lot of other units moving too, that's then we're both. Right, these are all unable to move anymore. A couple of engineering units that are still able to move though. I could also go with smoke. Because it's more important to maintain our ability to move forward than it is to try to kill everything we encounter. If the enemy HQ rushes at us, I should be able to do something about it. Right, we need to take advantage of the HQ. Who's not bombarding anymore? We are going to the flags now, so I guess our bombardment hopes is to maintain the people who are retreating, to have them retreat. Yeah, no one sees shit. Our blind army units is a big problem. It's more or less just retreating units that are fighting back. But it's enough. And that's the last of our functioning units. So this is more or less where it ends. We get to hold our few flags here, and they get to hold theirs. There's neither side is going to have enough troops to challenge the other on their flags. We have the troops, we just don't have... They're in such a bad condition that they will never be able to move anymore. I'd like to hold position. The problem is I have no confidence in my ability to react to anything. Or rather my troops' ability to react to anything. The enemy can just walk right next to them and they won't do shit. I mean, I know there's a lot of enemies there, for example, that we just saw, but now I can't see shit. And can I react to them? Probably not. Can I do something about it though? Not. So, again, why make a fuss about it? 2 engineering squads. We're basically gonna get slaughtered when we fire, but I've gotta fire. If 2 full squads just rush at us, they might still be able to do it. Not that it did all that much good. We would have been in a better place to maybe shoot from a little bit further away. These guys might actually start seeing something. No. Okay, it's an assault mission that we failed. Marginal loss, I think. Because both sides have heavy losses and we control half the flanks, but we would have to control more. Their HQ is retreating. Probably not a good thing for their morale. And their assaulting units are engineers, so they will not do very well in an infantry fight. They have to be very close to be able to do the damage. Problem is, again, we had at least 2 squads that were pinned. They had 3 shots. But did they shoot at anything? Not a goddamn thing. And that's my biggest concern. I can't rely on my guys at all in fighting situations. And that's goddamn terrible. At least 2 squads coming in. Can shoot at their HQ, which is where exactly then? I mean, I have to see it because I'm targeting at it. Okay, there's a couple of squads on top of each other there. Well, someone's going to have to fire. Holy shit, you're just pinned. You actually shoot at something. This is now about inflicting casualties. That's it. Can't really expect anything more. Hmm. The rough terrain is protecting their asses. You can move. And you're dead. No. There should be nothing in range, right? So the engineer is in a terrible position. Crew can see something, but hardly matters. What to do with this guy? There's still fairly few groups that can do something on their side. So it's a bit risky to try to just rush in there. But we don't have that many groups that can contribute anything useful, so we have to rush in there. Why the fuck are you? I don't have any intention or hopes of maintaining this. What I want to do is contest it at least. Right, this was absolutely catastrophic. We have barely a handful of squads left anymore. We might still be able to keep the flag because we got the enemy groups routed. They're not just retreating, so they're very hard to get anything better than kin by rallying. And the fight continues. Pinned, pinned, pinned. A lot of pinned squads, couple of ready squads coming in though. Right. This is probably the first mission where holding on to the aircraft would have been great. Once the enemy started to come in larger groups out of their defensive positions, having a couple of streaks of napalm here would have helped us immensely. Might as well shoot at something. Even the ability to keep the retreating units from actually returning would be immensely useful. Yeah, we are in a pretty bad situation though overall. If we can get this to route it, I don't think they can take the flag. Yeah, we have like a handful of units left though anymore. Your HQ might be able to do it. Yeah, full squads still incoming. Marginal defeat. I'm actually surprised it went this well. They just had. We destroyed some of their artillery. Where? No, they killed. How did we destroy their artillery? They must. I mean, I didn't have that many men. We have fought to a draw and have suffered heavy losses. The enemy has remained on the field of battle despite the losses inflicted on them. Our forces will have their try throughout. Actually, better than I thought, but still not good. I'm not sure what the best way there is to do. I think basically try to more or less maintain your position when the enemy counter-offensive starts. So you have enough forces to try to counter too many squads that are just coming your way. Because you need to be able to use more or less shot per enemy squad to disable most of its attack capabilities. And you need to have enough forces. A couple of random infantry troops are basically not able to do anything. They don't react to anything. I'm not sure what it is. It's probably that they've gone for multiple turns in a row, basically shooting everything they've got. So they're very unlikely to have a lot of return fire. You need them to either hold still or at least have a turn where they haven't really fired all that much. So they would have 3 or 4 shots at least to counter with, and preferably haven't moved with. So they're eagerly scanning the landscape for opportunities to shoot. Either way, this was by far I don't know. Was this the worst mission I've played, or worst performance rather? I don't know. I hate these infantry assault missions on a tight uh, timetable because I would prefer at least one mechanized unit or two, so you can basically fight and do some kind of a flanking attempt to capture things or move troops about. Trying to go through in a hurry where the enemy's defenses are the most heaviest is a terrible idea to me. Because I don't have the time or luxury to even effectively usually use the artillery options. You either, if you use heavy artillery, you have to wait before you move any infantry anywhere close, because otherwise you can easily wipe out the entire squads of your own infantry. At the same time, you don't really have the time for it, so you sort of have to pick blindly objects there and just hope for the best that they happen to land where the enemy might be. If you have the quick mobility units, you can do that, because you only take 2 or 3 turns to actually reach the objective once the enemy has been routed. But with pure infantry troops, you don't have that luxury. You either go forward or you basically fight to a draw or a marginal victory at best. Was that the last one? Yeah. No, Bunker Hill. God damn it. So assault, and now it's the reverse thing. Except we hold against an Chinese assault. I don't see how. Yeah, it's pretty much the reverse of the previous mission. I really want to get out of these Korea fights. They're more or less two fights that quite often mirror each other, and uh, and they're very. There's nothing modern battle about them. They're just infantry throwing against infantry with no special weaponry on either side. They're